subscribe.
All right, well, I am excited because I'm flying out of Terminal A at Newark, which is the newest, newest remodeled terminal at Newark, and it's fairly nice, but the coolest part is the parking garage that they built there is just absolutely massive, and they have a huge EV charger installation with a ton of charge point stations. So I don't totally need much of a charge here. I shouldn't have charged the car as much as I did overnight, but I should probably get there. Let's see, it says with 73%, so I will at least charge to 80 for now. I guess I can leave Sentry mode on, which would be nice, and then I guess maybe as I'm flying in and about to land, maybe you can just set it to higher percent so that I have lots of charge to get home too. So it's just nice to have that option, and there's so many there, unlike the other terminals that actually have like none, or the most I think is at the long-term parking where they have like 8, but they're always all full. So I don't think we'll have any problem finding a spot this time. Hopefully we'll see some other cool EVs there, and it's just nice to have that option. It's a little weird, like I still don't really get why you need you certainly don't need DC fast charging at an airport, but even like the AC chargers that they have, which I think were like fairly slow ones, so I think they were 6.3 kilowatt, which would be, what is that, 48 amp, I guess? I'll check when we are actually charging, but even that, which is a somewhat slow rate, it's still like very fast for when you're talking about. It's still very fast for when you're talking about the car sitting there for days at a time. So honestly, I would be fine if they just had 10 outlets there that you could plug into, but they don't. And at least these are free, so it's fine. So I mean, I'd much rather they have this than nothing. All right, well, get there soon and check it on out. Yes, I also noticed that we're just getting over 13,000 miles put on the odometer here in the Tesla, and it's been a mix of the commutes and some road trips and stuff. So this is our, technically third Tesla. We had Model 3 that was a lease for 3 years. Then we had a Model 3 that I got right before getting this Model Y that kind of came at the same time. And I ended up selling off that second Model 3 to Vroom, kind of at the height of the used car prices. So that worked out pretty well. But we ended up keeping the Y, and we've been driving it a ton. I would say not a whole lot has changed in terms of my overall impressions or anything. The things that I like, I still absolutely like, and they're not even that unique to the Y. A lot of them are just kind of Tesla and EV things. And then the things that irritate me definitely still irritate me, and probably even more now. So some of the stuff like the vision-based controls, so it using the cameras to detect when the windshield wipers should go or the high beams go on, and even the autopilot, all definitely still irritate me. The windshield wipers in particular, I find them to be totally useless, and I have to do manual mode. So they've thankfully made that a little bit easier now. You can just push the windshield wiper button and then use the scroll wheel to pick what speed you go. So I'm mostly just doing that and setting it manually now. But you don't have that many fine-grained controls. Like our Buick has way more different windshield wiper speeds than this Tesla does. So it's kind of annoying because they want you to use the wipers. And even worse, you can't turn the automatic wipers off when you're on autopilot. So you're kind of stuck with it. And I just find you get a lot of false positives where it starts going when there's no rain. And then even when it is raining, it does not go fast enough or detect quickly enough. And I'm can't see a lot of the time. So definitely don't like that. And then along with that, with the vision-based distance control, so they turned off the use of the ultrasonic sensors, and I've been removing them from cars. So instead it uses the cameras now to detect how far you are from stuff. And I find it to be incredibly inaccurate. It doesn't tell me when I'm on top of stuff in the garage, and it doesn't warn me early enough. It certainly didn't warn me the time that I backed into the closed garage door, and it also doesn't give you any sort of warning for cross traffic. So if somebody is driving behind you, if you're pulling out of a parking space or something, it doesn't give you any warning of that if you don't see it on the camera. So that stuff's still not awesome. Autopilot, I think, I really haven't had any issues with it recently. Like, no real phantom braking, honestly, in the last few months that I can think of. And it's been performing well, and I still rely on it just as much. I don't do full self-driving or any of that. Just use the standard one, and that's great. I like that they added Apple Music. I guess that was last year, and I've been using that a ton. Seems like that's gotten a little bit better too. I'm not having it like forget that I was listening to it quite as often, but it does still happen where like it says connect a media source or something like that when you first get in the car. But I'm not like finding it dropping or skipping or anything. It's generally working pretty well. So I like that, and not having to use the Bluetooth on my phone quite as much now. Although I still definitely do because of podcasts and audiobooks and things like that. So I wish that they would add CarPlay, but I think that's never going to happen. Yeah, and then like driving wise, comfort wise, still just as great as it was on day one. I love driving this car. It is just so much fun. The instant acceleration that you have and the torque, the tightness of the handling and everything. Tightness of the steering is great. Handling, I think the Model 3 was definitely better than the Y, and still absolutely think that. This is a little bit more of it's higher up and it's a little slushier in the steering, but it's not bad or anything, and it's one of the better of cars that we've had, certainly the best SUV. And of course, just having an EV has been great and continues to be great. I love never having to go to the gas station and like adding the time in for that. Our other car was out of gas over the weekend, so we had to go like run out at night to put gas in to get it fill up because we didn't have time this morning. And with this, I just plug it in at home, and I wake up in the morning and it's as charged as I want it to be. So that is awesome. In the winter, you can have it preconditioned with heating, so when you get into the car, it's nice and warm. You even have the steering wheel and heated seats and stuff on. In the summer, you can have the air conditioning on and ready for you. So I just love those features, and it's awesome just having an EV where you're not burning gas as you're idling too. So times when I'm like waiting in the car, or even if I'm just like hopping out of the car briefly, like when I'm picking one of their kids up from preschool, I can just leave the climate control on. The car's not like sitting there spewing stuff, and it stays nice and comfortable inside and is ready for us when we get back out. It can even vent the windows, which is great. All right, yeah, so all of those things have still been great with it. Charging network is just as fantastic as it's always been, keeps expanding, and I've been having like a little bit of trouble in some of the recent stops there with like speeds and just the crowdedness, but still, compared to the other stations and stuff, so much better. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. We're gonna end up keeping this car for a while longer for sure, like just for it to pay off. But I'm not sure I'm gonna do another Tesla at the end of this. So we've got our Rivian coming to replace the other car, but I'll have to see what life is like off of the Tesla supercharging network and if it is actually livable. And if so, I think we're probably going to be looking at something else. We'll see. As much as I like some of the offerings that Tesla has with the charging network and how great the software is, and just like how fun the car is to drive, with some of the competition out there, I think there are some compelling good other offers out there, and I'd like to check them out. And I don't know how much longer I can. I'm going to want to stick with the Tesla brand. So time will tell, but not that anything is changing anytime soon. We have this car for quite a while still, so let's see when we get to 15,000 and then 20,000 miles.
Toward main terminals.
And here is one of the all-electric Proterra buses that Newark Airport has. So it looks like they still got the smaller version that I think was 35 people, or 39 maybe. But nice that they've got those options now. All right, well, we're here charging at Newark, and you can see just a ton of charge point chargers here. I think it said that there were 32 on this level and another 50 upstairs. But the one problem is, all right, well, that one's good. Like, this one's off, and that one's good. This one, okay, it's good. Not being I know, this one's for this side. That one is good. Yeah, this one's off, and this one was not available. Not set up, so not great maintenance here for sure. But yeah, you can see mostly Teslas as far as the eye can see. And then what is that one? Plug-in Honda. A lot of plug-in hybrids too. So RAV4 Prime. I'm here next to a nice C40 plug-in. It's a dealer one. A spicy Porsche over there. And then here, got some jerk in a Honda icing a spot. A bunch more Teslas. This EQ here. Tesla. Is this a plug-in BMW? No, another jerk icing a spot. Yeah, so I don't understand why people are such jerks about this stuff, but at least you have these options. So yeah, I mean, it looks like about half of these are actually being used, or even can be used. So, all right, well, nice to have this option. I'm glad they built it out so much, but need to do something about the actual uptime and usage here, because this is not great for anybody, and I'm not sure I can fully trust this the next time, so we'll see. And it said it was a 6.3 kilowatt shared, but it looks like I'm getting 6 kilowatts by myself. So maybe this other car here is not actually charging. It'll be full. Let's see. Oh yeah, they're not charging, that's why. Okay, so I'm getting all the juice. So not bad. So at 6 kilowatts, so that is, that's 30 amps, okay. 200 volts, yeah, that makes sense. So I'll be done charging in an hour from now. So a little bit silly to have this much power, but whatever. At least I can keep Sentry mode on here and make sure the car is safe. So I just stumbled upon the Rivian Service Center here in Bellevue, Washington, and this is the most Rivians I've ever seen all in one spot. With a lot of R1Ts, a few R1Ss, and they even have an Amazon EDV here. I'm not sure if it's doing service or what, but pretty cool. See some R1Ss back there charging up, and they're doing some deliveries. There's this green one. And a ton of chargers back there too. So lots of launch instruments here. Sweet. And since we just saw a bunch of Rivians, there's a bunch of Porsche Taycans. So the electric game is strong here in Bellevue, Washington. Almost every car you see is electric. Well, mostly Teslas, but I've seen quite a lot of Leafs also. Not as many Rivians as I thought I would see since I saw them. And Mercedes EQS. And so there's the EQS SUV, and then we have another view in there. There's the car. How to plug it. Flight, got in way early and then sat for I think an hour on the tarmac, but we're here now. So it was nice at least to have this charger here that we're plugged into, even though we weren't like charging for the last day or so because it was full, but I could increase the limit now, so I give myself an extra 5% juice just to bring it back home, and I should get home like around 80% still, so not too bad for the car. Plus, it meant that I could leave Sentry mode on and monitor that remotely, which was nice because I forgot where I parked, and I was able to see out of the camera these parking signs to remember where I was. So good job there, Tesla, on that feature. And we have cleared out a ton here in the chargers, just a few Teslas now, and a Taycan over there. An F-Pace and what that Ford there is. Certainly not charging. But yeah, cleared out quite a bit here. It looks like they're putting some more chargers in upstairs. Here's our charging stats. It's actually kind of surprising that it took 28.3 kilowatt hours because the car was basically charged already. But I guess just through Sentry mode and whatever other kind of drain we had here, that was enough to use up that much. So nice that it's free. Here we go. All right, well, that is our trip. So didn't really go the way we had planned, but at least we got to check out some Rivians, got to use some nice free public charging infrastructure, and got home safe and sound and everything. All right, well, it was just a kind of unplanned little vloggy kind of thing. So hopefully you found that interesting. And if so, please do give the video a like. Please also subscribe. I'm getting closer and closer to 500 subscribers and I'd love to get there soon. And got tons of other stuff coming. I know I've been doing a lot of stuff, all from the New York Auto Show, but I have a bunch of other stuff kind of in the back burner that I've been working on as well. So you don't want to miss any of that. With that, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you out there on the road.